Thanks for tuning in to Storm Force Games, where lightning does strike twice. Storm Force Games starts right now. Hey, good morning, everyone. 7:35 a.m. on the 28th of April, 2022. Welcome to the show, everyone. I'm TV Guy Jay. This is Storm Force Games. We're not playing anything right now. This is going to be kind of a different stream, at least for the moment. I'm going to work on some production elements for the channel. And I figured if I'm going to be doing that, I might as well stream the process because, hey, maybe you guys want to learn how I do all of my own graphics and video elements and audio and stuff like that. So I'm going to be working on the Adobe Creative Suite here. It's an older version, but it's one that I own. So, there you have it. So if you're interested in learning about my editing process, my production process, or any of that, feel free to ask questions in the chat because I did this professionally for almost 20 years. I worked in broadcast television in various capacities, so this is kind of my wheelhouse. We're going to get started, and I'm going to start right away with Adobe Premiere because I already have a master edit set up for my topical cold opens and my promos and things like that. I have a couple of special things in there as well, but I don't plan on making any new opens today because I have probably way too many that I probably shouldn't be using. I should probably stick to one, but I'm going to show you guys how I do my topical promos, my topical cold opens. I have to make a couple of new cold opens for some games that I want to bring to the channel that I've played before, but I don't have a specific cold open for those. And for those of you who are wondering, a cold open, for those of you not in the business, a cold open is, for me and for most broadcasts, is it brings you straight out of the leading break into the show. For television. For streaming, there is no leading break, so it's the first thing the viewer sees when the stream starts. A lot of streamers just start with music and an open slate, I have, I have my slate that I usually show here when I play my intro, or not my intro music, but my kind of interlude music, as I'm kind of getting things ready in the studio. But my cold open is the thing that starts every stream, unless it's a promo or an image spot or something like that. Just Josh B, welcome. Can you help me with my GPU issues? This is not the stream for that, although I can definitely answer questions for you. I'd be interested to learn what you use for your video card. Is it fairly recent or whatnot? Because I have a couple of different versions of the GeForce card, and both of them seem to do okay. I have found that improving other parts of my machine have helped the video. It not necessarily was a video card issue. It was more of a lack of RAM. That's how I fixed my other computer, my old gaming computer that now lives in our living room that Mickey uses to play GTA. We did a RAM upgrade on that computer, and that computer actually now has more RAM than my gaming rig that I have in here in the studio, but and my streaming rig, matter of fact. So it runs GTA fairly nicely now. It's a 2-year-old Radeon RX 580. See, now that's the thing. I'm not as familiar with the ATI video cards. I have used almost exclusively NVIDIA cards, GeForce cards, and I'm currently running an RTX 2080 in this computer, my gaming rig, not my streaming rig. Let me come back on camera here. But my old gaming computer was a GeForce 1080 video card, I believe. GTX 1080, I believe. I'd have to go look at it. I think it's a 1080. If it's a 2-year-old card, honestly, it shouldn't be that bad. It should be able to run GTA just fine, because GTA is like a 10-year-old game. You shouldn't have an issue with that. It may be an issue with lack of RAM. And I find that in a lot of situations, a video card will suffer because of the lack of computer memory. How much RAM do you have in your computer? Is it like 8 gigs, 16 gigs? Because I'll tell you something right now. My gaming rig has, I want to say 8 gigs of RAM. It's not much. No, it has 16 gigs. Okay. I think the computer that I have, my old machine out in the living room, actually has like, I want to say like 24 or 32 gigs of RAM, which definitely helped. The problem right now is one, trying to find 32 gig. Wow. Okay. All right. So RAM is definitely not your issue there then. I mean, I'm not too familiar with the RX 580, the Radeon series video cards. I can tell you that at a minimum, you'd probably want like a GeForce 1080. Like I said, I bought an RTX 2080 when I was building out my gaming rig, and it has done the job. I mean, I haven't had any game suffer on this new computer yet, except for maybe like Modern Warfare 2, like the really big one. But I think that was early on. I haven't played that game in forever, because it takes up way too much fucking space on my computer. It's like a 300 gigabyte game. And it was just laden with cheaters. So I said, I'm not going to bother with this. I'm going to play other things. So anyway, here's what we're doing today. We are doing some editing. This is my edit program right here. This is Adobe Premiere Pro. This is the CS6 version, which I realize is old, but again, this is the one that I own. So I'm not going to mess with a good thing. This is my topical promo, not my topical promo, my topical cold open timeline project sequence, whatever you want to call it. You'll see, just to familiarize everyone with the screen, if you're not familiar with video editing or Adobe Premiere in particular, over here up in the upper left is my asset bin. This is where all of my video, graphical, and audio assets are. Pardon me, I had a hair in my mouth. So this is the bin that I dump in all of the stuff that I want to use in my project. So these are all raw files over here. A lot of these are music, video files. I have a whole folder for different announced tracks that I've recorded previous. Down in the lower left is kind of like a bunch of different tabs. I keep this on my transitions tab, so I can easily go in here and look at my video transitions, audio transitions, and different effects that I can apply to different tracks. Down on the bottom is the timeline. Obviously, this is where you arrange your media into a final product. And the greenish turquoise like files here, these are audio files. And the purple and pink files up here are different video and graphical tracks. So you can overlay these in any fashion and enable different tracks and disable other tracks. So what I have basically built out here is I have my video bed, which is the main background to this. It shows all of the different things that I have pieced together, and it's probably time for me to honestly update this, because this is a lot of old, like, I don't play Smash Bros anymore. I don't really play Rocket League or Zelda or Mario Maker anymore, so I should probably update these to something a little bit more current. But then on top of those on top of that video track, I have two other graphical elements you'll see here that pop in. One is my TVMA rating up in the left corner. You can see it fade in. And then the other one is the Stormforce Games in stereo image. That's kind of a throwback to the 80s and 90s, where stereo broadcasting was kind of new, and all of the networks were like, all of their programs would say, like, we're in stereo, we're available. So I did the same thing to this, where, you know, it has the old logo, and I added my little flair to that. So it's just kind of a thing, you know. And then down below, my very first audio track is my voice track, my VO. This is my voiceover. This is the voice track that is, in this case, it's my generic announce. So, or not my generic announce, it's my announce track. So that's where I say, you know, coming up on Stormforce Games, or like next on Stormforce Games, we're playing City Skylines. That's where I'll record that track. And then below that are all the different music beds that I use to coincide with whatever open I'm going to use. So I have multiple different show opens. You guys have seen them all. They, you know, they're basically rips of old an old news station, or a current news station's old music and opens from back when I used to work there. So for you guys that don't typically see it, let me see if I can add see if I can add, like, so this would be like hold on a second. I need to make sure that it's how do I want to do this without having it wig out? I know what I can do. Ha 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 ha. What can I? That is the question. Can I actually do this? There it is. So, like, these are my different opens that I use. So if I'm using this open, for instance, I'll have the cold open with the Storm Center track, so that it seems like one seamless transition in from one to the other. So for instance, if I roll this back and I go into my file here and I enable track 29, I know is the Storm Center music. So if I were to play this out, you would hear this.
Next on Storm Force Games, we're playing City Skylines. Storm Force Games starts right now.
And then I would transition into the open from that. Just like this. And that's how it kind of works. So it's based on whatever open that I have, you know, in the can is what I'll use for this. And there are so many. There are just so many. So let me take that out. Exactly. And that's the thing, like, so you and me know what this is, okay? Because we live in the area that this was used, but for a lot of people that watch this from like around the world and around different parts of the country, they've got no idea like the meme that this is. So it's kind of interesting. Only people that live in Maine get this. They only they understand. Like everyone else is just like, oh well, that's some cool music that he's using for his channel. It sounds very, very serious and very, you know, whatever. But the people like you and me were just like, oh, well, that means no school. So anyway, yeah, that's how this works. And like I said, I've got a bunch of different versions of the music for this.
Next on Storm Force Games, we're playing
So
City Skylines.
I can make it be anything I want, you know? All different kinds of whatever, you know. So what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna create some new cold opens for a couple of other games that I'm gonna be probably playing. The other thing I didn't mention too are the two screens up here. You've probably figured out by now, the one on the right is my program screen, which shows the output of my timeline. So this basically shows my finished product as I have it edited. And this window in the middle here is my source window. So this is where I can edit and clip down my raw assets. So if I have video that I need to fit into a certain time period, I can drag it into this monitor and edit it down to whatever length that I want, and then I can go from there. So like for instance, any of these video tracks that I have, like Cold Open Video Bed version 3, drag it into this window, and now I have my entire cold open here. So if I wanted to, I could edit this down to say if I needed 5 seconds of this, I could set an in point and go ahead 5 seconds and set an out point and then drag that down to the timeline, and Bob's your uncle, you know, or maybe Bob's not your uncle, but either way, that's how that works. So what we're going to do is we're going to change, we're not really going to be working with any video today, but we're going to be working with some audio. So I have a couple of different things here. I have Adobe Premiere Pro on this computer, and then on my streaming computer, I have Adobe Audition, which is my audio recording program, and that doesn't look like that. It looks like this, actually. So this is Adobe Audition. This is where I record my voice tracks, and I can do some more specific audio editing in this program. This is an audio specific program, whereas Premiere Pro is kind of an assembler. It assembles your video project, combining, video assets, audio assets. And then there's a third one I haven't talked about yet, which is Adobe After Effects. And After Effects is kind of an advanced program. It's where I do all of my animations, all of my 2D and 3D animations. If you'll notice in my open of my show, I have a lot of different moving elements, and all of those moving elements were created in Adobe After Effects. That is kind of the animation program. I can turn 2D images into 3D images and do rotations and do different lighting and cast shadows and do all sorts of really advanced things with that. And again, we're not going to be really working with Adobe After Effects today, just because I don't have any projects that need to be done at the moment. I'm working on one, but it's not something that I've put a lot of effort into, because it's kind of just a fun thing for me. So in the meantime, we get back into it here with editing, with doing the actual edit part. So what I'm going to do, my first game that I want to create an open for is going to be Bus Simulator. So I'm going to get rid of my City Skylines voice track up here, and I already have a bunch of these recorded. You can see like American Truck Simulator, Animal Crossing, New Horizons, Beat Saber, Bus Simulator 18, City Skylines, CSGO, so on and so forth. Some of these games I've never even played on stream. They've just been, I recorded them in hopes of playing them, like Mario Tennis Aces. I own the game. I think I played it once. Planet Coaster, Super Mario Brothers 3. Actually, I could have used it yesterday. Final Fantasy 11. I haven't played Final Fantasy 11 in forever. Surviving Mars. I used to play that a lot on stream, actually. Super Mario Maker 2. The Sims Online. All sorts of different things. So we're going to be doing Bus Simulator, but I'm pretty sure that the Bus Simulator VO that I recorded is for Bus Simulator 18. So we can preview that.
Next on Stormforce Games, we're playing Bus Simulator 18.
Yeah. So I can't use that because Bus Simulator, the version that I'm going to be playing now, is Bus Sim 21. So there's a couple of different ways I could do this. I could be like, I could record a new track saying, coming up on Stormforce Games, we're playing Bus Simulator 21. Or I could just say, I could make it generic, and I could say, coming up on Stormforce Games, we're playing Bus Simulator. And then I'll add like a line that has something to do with, bus simulator, bus simulating, like, come join us as we move the masses to work, or something like that, something dumb like that. I don't always do that either. I don't know if you've noticed in some of my opens, I'll say like for instance, like American Truck Simulator, I'll say like, coming up on Stormforce Games, we're playing American Truck Simulator. Come join us as we hit the open road, or something like that, But sometimes I don't always do that. Sometimes I'm just like, tonight on Stormforce Games, we're playing Bus Simulator. Stormforce Games starts right now, It's however I'm feeling in that creative moment. So it's if you're doing these for yourself, if you're doing something like this for yourself, you can make it whatever you want. This is the best thing about when you do your own production. You don't necessarily have to be good at it. And I'm certainly not as good as I could be, or as good as many other people that are out there. There are many other people that are far more talented than I am, have a better voice than I do. I do this for myself because I can't afford to pay somebody to create production elements for myself. And two, I want to be able to have that level of creative control over my own product. Like Stormforce Games is my product and my brand and it's my image. So I want to make it exactly what I want. And I mean, you could do that with someone else that's making your stuff, but they're the ones making it. You're kind of just giving direction. And sometimes people aren't very good at explaining exactly what they want or how they want it. It's much easier when they do it themselves and they can do every little nuance the way they want. So that's kind of the reason why I do all my own graphics and all my own production elements, because I can make it fun and I can make it my own. And at the end, when it's all done, I can just say, hey, look, you know, I made that. That's something I'm proud of. And if it's not something I'm proud of, then it will never see the light of day, you know? So it'll live in infamy on my hard drive until I, you know, get rid of it or whatever. So we're actually going to have to record a new voice track for this. So this is where the performance aspect of it comes in. I need to bring the microphone in close and not too close because I don't want to overdrive it. But we're going to go into our sound recording program. If I don't start coughing while I do this now. So here's my sound recording program, and I'm going to record just a raw track. And if I mess up, I'm just going to stop and start over. I don't have to, like, you know, we'll edit it down to what I'm going to use after. So I'm going to take a drink of water. Make sure that my throat is properly moistened. And I'll start recording. You can see right away it's recording my voice. I'm using the same microphone for my stream as I am for this track recording because it's all going to the same computer. So usually what I'll do is what we used to do in television was we'd give a countdown. We'd do like 3, 2, 1, and then we'd start. That way, if someone else was editing it, they would know that this is a new take. Because we're just doing audio, we don't have to do like a voice and video synchronization, no slate, no nothing like that. We just start. So I'm going to think about what I want to say. The game is Bus Simulator 21, I believe. Bus Simulator 21. So make sure I get my lines right. And we'll just see how this goes. So 3, 2, 1. Next on Stormforce Games, it's Bus Simulator 21. Stormforce Games starts right now. So I'll stop that recording. I clipped the microphone because I'm too close, and I think my microphone level's too high. So it might sound a little odd. It doesn't look terrible, but we're going to listen back to it and just see how it sounds. And actually, I can't hear it because... why can't I hear it? It's something to do with audio output here. Oh, it's because my desktop audio was turned all the way down. That's why. All right. So now I should be able to hear it. Next on Stormforce Games, it's Bus Simulator 21. Stormforce Games starts right now. So that wasn't too bad. I kind of popped the mic on the B for Bus Simulator. So we're gonna start over. And I said before I didn't need to do this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. We'll just start over from scratch here. And what I need to do is just move the microphone further away from my mouth. My microphone is super, super sensitive, and which is really good, actually. But sometimes it means that I overdrive the mic too much. So here we go. Here's the second take. In 3, 2, 1. Next on Stormforce Games, we're playing Bus Simulator 21. Stormforce Games starts right now. All right. That didn't clip, that sounds or looks like it will sound much better. We're going to take a listen to it here. And because it's not at full volume, I'm going to be able to do some editing to this later and maybe do some vocal dynamics to it. So let's take a listen and see if it sounds the way we want.
Next on Stormforce Games, we're playing Bus Simulator 21. Stormforce Games starts right now.
All right, that sounds pretty good. So what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of everything before it and everything after it just to clip out all the extra mess. And then this little pause that I had in the middle, you're able to hear me take a breath. So I'm going to make that silence. So basically right here, we're just going to make this silence. Boom. That way you can't hear me take a breath.
21. Stormforce Games starts right now. Next on...
Perfect. Now, I don't know if I want to do any, like, studio vocal mastering to this at all, make it sound like a, you know, put any reverb on it or anything. Most of that stuff is kind of hidden by the background music anyway. So normally what I do is I just normalize it to minus 0.1 dB, which is almost full volume without clipping. And then I'll just save the track. And I'll save it in my generic announce tracks folder. And I always save them as MP3s. Most people will say, "Whoa, why are you saving it as a lossy format?" Honestly, if I saved all of these as WAV files, they'd take up, one, way too much space. And the difference in quality to the human ear for vocal stuff like this, when it's being used in an edit, is negligible. So I'm just using the lossy format because it's a more efficient file. So I'm just going to call this Bus Simulator 21 VO. And I already have my file path set, so we'll save that. And we'll go back to the editor program. So now what I can do in my editor program is I can actually import more stuff. So it's in my generic announce tracks folder, and it's going to be Bus Simulator 21 VO right there. It was recorded just moments ago. We'll import that, and we'll drag this into our generic announce tracks bin. And then I can drag it in here and just take a listen to it.
Next on Stormforce Games, we're playing Bus Simulator 21. Stormforce Games starts right now.
So that's exactly what we recorded, which is awesome. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this file now, and we're going to drag this file. I can either drag it from... Whoops. What happened there? It's like it jumped out of the bin on its own. All right, we'll put it back here. So I can either drag it out of the bin into the timeline, or I can drag it out of the source window. Because I didn't have to do any edits on this in the program, it doesn't matter where I drag it from. So I can just drag it here, drag the audio only from here down to here. So it shows me the length of the file. And if you'll notice, I have what's called an envelope here on all of these different tracks. And what this is, these are keyframes for volume. So what it does is it actually ducks or dips the volume of the music when my announce track is on, so that you can hear the announce track clearly, and then it brings back up the music after I'm done speaking. So what I'm going to do is a little trick I learned is I'm going to position my little arrow here on the first keyframe of the lowest volume right there. And then what I can do is I can use that to snap my announce track to, just like that. And then what I do is I go to the end of the announce track right there, and I'll go to all of my different music tracks. And in effect controls, I can actually see the keyframes, and I can actually drag these keyframes out so that it is able to fit that announce track in there. Some of these are just a minor adjustment. They're not all the same. but I don't want the music to come back full until after I'm done speaking. That way, you know, nothing gets missed. So we dragged all those out for all those different versions here. And so now what I can do is I can go back and I can listen to the finished product. I can composite it all together. I'll select a version of music that I want to use. I also have this little sound effect down here that I added for certain tracks. It just sounds like it's like a whoosh and a it just sounds futuristic. So this is what it sounds like. Just like that. So when you add it to the beginning of some of these tracks, it adds just that little bit of flair, I think. Maybe it's too much, but you know, who knows? If it's worth doing, it's worth overdoing. So here's what version 1 of the final product will sound like.
Next on Stormforce Games, we're playing Bus Simulator 21. Stormforce Games starts right now.
And see, the music comes back up after. And this goes on for, you know, a minute, really. The music goes on for a minute. The video goes on, I think the video runs out about 40 seconds. And that's just, it gives me time in case there's a problem. It gives me time to kind of get things together while the video is still going. It obviously looks awkward, but if you ever notice in television, if you see a really long open that goes on for a long, long time, probably they're having trouble in the control room. So anyway, that's version 1. I would consider that complete. So what I could do now is I can actually export that. I can actually export that as a finished video file to use in my streaming software. Now, one other thing I got to do here is I want to render this video. Now, I don't really have any transitions, but I do have a couple of animations with the graph. I have the fade in of the TV rating, and then I have the animate in of the stereo image down at the bottom. So what I should do is I should render this video. And what that means is it just creates a basic version of the video where it draws all of the frames with animations in them. So if I do the render, it shouldn't take very long, just a few seconds. Sometimes rendering can take hours, even days, if you have a really complex edit project. I don't get into those because it's just more work than it's worth to me. So what it's doing now is it's rendering out all of the animations. Now, once this is done, the project won't be finished. I'll still have to export this video as a final video file. And that sometimes takes a little while. So we will, we'll do that after here. But once this Bus Simulator 21 one is done, and there are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably 6 versions of it, because one version for each different type of music. Then we can move on to the next game. Editing is not a quick process. It's not a fast or enjoyable process for most people. It's work. It's mundane.
Next on Stormforce Games, we're playing Bus Simulator 21.
There you have it. So yeah, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different versions, because I have 6 different music tracks that I need to create versions for. So now that I have the first version set up that we heard, I can export that. And we'll give it a name. It's going to be in our cold opens folder under Bus Simulator. We're going to call this one Bus Sim 21 Standard Cold Open. That's the standard music. All of my render settings are already preset. It's set to export at 1080 at 60 frames. So all I have to do is hit export, and it's going to actually write that video file now. Now, this is when I said this takes some time. Depending on the complexity of the project, sometimes this can take several hours. This looks like it's only going to take a couple of minutes. So in the meantime, we'll just hang out. We'll just hang out and, you know, see what we can do. And what I should really do is probably figure out, what other games do I want to make video files for? Because this edit project's basically done now. I just have to export the 6 different versions of this cold open. But really, the editing is finished. I just have to turn on and off audio tracks at this point. But now I'm also thinking to myself, well, geez, maybe I should make a promo. Maybe I should make a topical promo for the upcoming launch of Crown RP. And I'm thinking if I do that, then that might give me a better way of showcasing doing an actual video project where I'm using different video clips. All right, so that one's done. We'll go on to the next one, and the next track is the storm music, so we'll turn off the little whoosh sound because that doesn't really fit in with the whole serious vibe of that one. So, and we'll just take a quick listen to it, make sure it sounds okay.
Next on Stormforce Games, we're playing Bus Simulator 21. Stormforce Games starts right now.
Yeah, that sounds fine. So we'll do our export again. We'll call this one Bus Sim 21 Storm. And we'll do an export. So I have to think to myself, how do I want to, if I'm going to make a topical promo, it's going to be limited to about 30 seconds. Promos are usually done in like a 10-second, a 15-second, a 20-second, a 30-second, or a 60-second version. Sometimes they're longer than that. Typically, so we have different lingo in like the television industry. When we did things like television news promos, sometimes we would do just like what's called an ID. And an ID is more of a, it's a station identification. But back in the day, you know, a television station used to have they used to be proud of who they were. So they would say, you know, this is WABC Television, Portland, Maine, you know, whatever. And they would show their station's logo and the call sign, which was, you know, WABC or whatever. But that, nobody cares about that anymore. That's the thing. Nobody gives a crap about who the station is. They just want to see entertainment. They want to see information. So what stations started doing was creating promo IDs, which were, basically, they would use that 5 seconds or 10 seconds to tease what was coming up on the next news program. So, for instance, video would pop up and say, you know, 3 dead in bus shooting this afternoon. Or something like that. You know, 3 dead in a bus shooting, more tonight. Or more at 11 or something like that. And while they were saying that, there would be the station logo and identification in the corner, which would satisfy the FCC rule for station identification, But at the same time, they were giving you more information. They were giving you more information for consumption. So instead of it just being a logo with like a quick jingle, it was now, salmonella outbreak at the local supermarket, more at 6, something stupid like that. So that's one of the ways the television business has changed from its inception till now. All right, going on to the new one here. This is going to be 3 dead in bus shooting, more in Bus Sim 2021. This is going to be Bus Sim 21. We'll call it modern because it's just the music. I'm identifying the music that I'm using in this one so I can tell which one's which. So if I wanted to do a promo, my promos are capped at, I think, 30 seconds because that's the length of the music. You want to time it to the music and have it end right before the music ends or right as the music ends. So I usually do several different takes to try to get the timing right because my speaking cadence when I'm in my like announcer voice is a little bit different than when I'm talking normally. I'll take more pauses when I'm talking normally and formulate my sentences and stuff. Sometimes when I'm doing a promo, I'll actually write a script. I'll actually have like a little notepad document on my screen that says that outlines what I want to say, and I'll just read off of it like a teleprompter. Other times I'll just think of what I want to say in my head and I'll just kind of ad-lib it, kind of make it up as I go along. So after we get done with this, we'll start looking at ways that we can produce a 30-second promo that I'll probably post on YouTube for the upcoming Crown RP launch. All right, so that one's done. You just have to wait for it to write the file. All right, so I've done 3 of 6 files right now. I'm going to take a quick look at the promo. I'm going to take a quick look at the promo sequence, promo timeline that I have, and you'll see it's a little bit more simple, but in some ways it's a little bit more complicated. You'll see a lot more graphic files up here, a lot more image files in pink that are overlaid with one another, and I'll show you how those all fit together. Then you'll see all my video files down here, and some of them have gone offline, meaning that the computer can't find that original video file anymore. Because this edit master file is actually on another computer, sometimes the file paths for master video files get mixed up, so I just have to tell it where to find that file. And then I have my 2 audio files down here. One is my underlay music, and one is my actual voice track. And you'll see that the voice track's much longer on this one. It goes the full, actually, I think this one's only 20 seconds, or just shy of 20 seconds. So let me see if I can find the video files here. This video file, if I hit reveal in project, it'll show me the file. And this file was recorded September 20th, 2021 at around 5:47 in the afternoon. So I just have to find that file. And most of the time it's going to be on my my stream computer, which is where all of my video files live when I record them from OBS. So I'm looking for 2021. So I'm in the 2021s. It was 9/20. So 9/20/2021 at 17:47:16. 17:47:16. So this is the file. Relink it, and there I go. I got 2 of my files back. Now I go to the next file, which was obviously a different file. This one is 9/20/21 18:02. So we'll go again back to my video save folder here. Go to 2021, 180208. Looks like this one right here. Save that one. And then 1810. Hopefully I don't have to do this with every single one of these here, but link media. So again, do the same thing over and over again. Again, a lot of repetition. Sometimes, I mean, if I had my systems organized a little bit better and all my video files in one spot, I wouldn't have to go through this. But because I bounce back and forth editing on whichever computer is free, sometimes the files get kind of all mixed up and put all over the place here. So 18, 10, 12, that's my file right there. There we go. There's our last 3 clips. So now at the end, this is what that promo looked like when I did this for Encore.
Coming up tonight on Stormforce Games, we're back with Grand Theft Auto 5 roleplay on Encore RP. Come join Mike Taylor as he makes a new life for himself in Los Santos. That's tonight at 7 p.m., 6 Central on Stormforce Games, where lightning does strike twice, exclusively on Twitch.
So that's what it looked like. That was the final product, and it was kind of choppy there because you'll see this little red strip here. Some of this has become unrendered, so it can't play out those animations smoothly. But basically what I did was I took a bunch of different video clips from the game and kind of pieced together just a little bit to fill time. And then I transitioned into my logo. Let me turn off my sound here so it doesn't sound awful. I transitioned into my logo, and then this next image here called Time comes in, and that's, you know, my tonight at 7 p.m. Line of text. And then at the end here, it's exclusively on, and then the Twitch logo comes in just like that. So you can do different animations or different graphic effects like that. Now I have a motion effect set on this this logo, because if I were to just take this away, then you wouldn't see, it was just the video background. So I have that set as a motion, and what that is basically just keyframe motion. You can see it all set up here, where it's set to zoom in and then kind of slow down as it comes to a stop. All of these are kind of advanced effects that you can play with in Adobe Premiere. So after I render this out, it should actually play a lot smoother, but it will play without the audio and voice track, or I can add the audio in. But there's no voice track. You can hear I have that turned off still. So that audio track is typically what I use for my promos. And I probably will end up using a lot of the same video files. Because it's Grand Theft Auto, right? And I'm actually bringing back my old Mike Taylor character. So it's going to be him, hopefully. So I'm kind of wondering, you know, how do I want to do this? He's not going to be a tow truck driver. He's going to be a police officer. But I don't have video of him being a police officer. So I'm actually kind of wondering how I'm going to do this now. I could make it generic. I could get a bunch of generic video from Grand Theft Auto and just use that. But really, what I need to do first is I need to come up with a script. I need to come up with something to say. So, you know, obviously the last few seconds of the promo is going to be basically this. Well, whoops, it would help if I turned it on. It would be basically this.
Santos, that's tonight at 7 p.m., 6 Central. On Stormforce Games, where lightning does strike twice, exclusively on Twitch.
So basically the back half of that program, or the back third of that, not even third, it's really kind of the back half of that program is just me promoting the channel. Me saying, that's tonight at 7 on Stormforce Games or whatever, you know?
That's tonight at 7 p.m., 6 Central. On Stormforce Games, where lightning does strike twice, exclusively on Twitch.
What I just realized is that I have... I had the music mixed down in that voice track, which is very odd. Normally I don't do that.
That's tonight at 7 p.m., 6 Central. On Stormforce Games, where lightning does strike twice, exclusively on Twitch.
I shouldn't. That is something I did, and I don't think I realized I did it. That's not something you should do when you edit. You should always keep your stuff separate. Excuse me for 1 second. Pardon me. I'm still getting over this cold, which is why my nose is itchy and I'm sneezing and coughing. So that's something you shouldn't do. You should always keep your voice track and your music separate. That way you can tweak them individually after the fact. When you mix them down together like that, you're locked into how they're arranged just like that, and you can't change them. So that's kind of a boo-boo. That's kind of an oopsie that I did. But basically what I have to do is I have to come up with a script that goes along with just that music now. And again, the back half of that is going to be, that's tonight on Stormforce Games, where lightning does strike twice, exclusively at Twitch, or something like that, you know. But I have to make it all fit in the music. So this is why I typically do like a couple of run-throughs. I just need to think about what I'm going to say, like... coming soon on Stormforce Games, Grand Theft Auto 5 roleplay content returns with Crown RP. Come join Mike Taylor as he makes his triumphant return to Liberty City. Come join Mike Taylor as he makes his triumphant return to Liberty City. It's not Liberty City. It's Los Santos. See, this is why we rehearse these things. Come join Mike Taylor as he makes his triumphant return to San Andreas as a law enforcement officer. That's May 13th at 7 p.m., 6 Central on Stormforce Games, where lightning does strike twice, exclusively on Twitch. Something like that. So if I can remember all those lines... then now I can record something. I'm just going to do a couple of rehearsals with the music just to see if I can get the timing right, and then we'll actually record it in the Audition software here. So what I'll do is I'll start to play the music, and I'll just recite it and see what happens. So, because the whole point is to make it fit. Coming soon on Stormforce Games, the return of Grand Theft Auto 5 roleplay on Crown RP. Come join Mike Taylor as he makes his triumphant return to San Andreas as a law enforcement officer. That's May 13th on Stormforce Games, where lightning does strike twice, exclusively on Twitch. Something like that. I can tighten that up I can tighten that up a little bit and make it fit better, but that timing was more or less acceptable. There's a couple of things I forgot. I forgot to say what time I was going to stream. I said May 13th on Stormforce Games, not May 13th at 7 p.m., 6 Central on Stormforce Games. And I need to remember to say Los Santos or San Andreas or something other than Liberty City. I don't know why I've got Liberty City in my head. So we're going to start a new multi-track session here in Adobe Audition. And the reason I'm going to do a multi-track session is because is because now what I can do is I can actually put that music underneath so that I can make sure I get my timing right. So I can record one track here, I can record one track here, so on and so forth. So I'm going to import file. We're going to import, this is called track 20. So I need to go into my media and I need to find that track. It's not in that one. It's in this one. All right. So I have track 20 right there. So if we listen to this file, ooh, that's very loud. I apologize. Let's lower this down a little bit. So if I listen to this track, you can see that's the bass track. So now what I can do is I can set track 1 to be my record track. You can see my voice there popping up and down. And as soon as I hit record, it's going to record a track while playing back the music in my ear so that I can hear it and time myself, adjust my cadence. Liberty, Los Santos City on Stormforce Games, something like that. All right. So let's give this a try. This is going to be take 1. And we're going to try not to make the clip indicators come on. So we'll set the mic further away from my face so I don't mess it all up. And we have as many tries as we want. So here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Coming soon on Stormforce Games, the return of Grand Theft Auto 5 roleplay with Crown RP. Come join Mike Taylor as he makes his triumphant return to San Andreas as a law enforcement officer on Stormforce Games, where lightning does strike twice, exclusively on Twitch. So, I messed that up. I completely forgot to say when it was happening and what time. But it did fit. It does fit. But the problem is now if I add that extra couple of seconds of dialogue, it may not fit. So I need to speak faster and I need to start sooner. You'll see I have about a quarter second of dead space at the beginning of this. So we're going to go back and we're going to re-record over that. I'm going to try to tighten it up. I'm going to try to be a little bit faster with it. And we'll see if we can get all of our lines out the way they're supposed to be. So here we go. Coming soon on Stormforce Games, the return of Grand Theft Auto 5 roleplay with Crown RP. Come join Mike Taylor as he makes his triumphant return to San Andreas as a law enforcement officer. That's May 13th at 7 p.m. 6 Central on Stormforce Games, where lightning does strike twice, exclusively on Twitch. All right, that, I'm not happy with that. However, I think it will fit because I still have that dead space at the beginning of the track. So I think if I slide this track back just a little bit, I think it will all fit. Let's take a listen to the whole thing and see how it sounds. Coming soon on Stormforce Games. Coming soon on Whoops. I have to adjust my volumes here. Coming soon on Stormforce Games, the return of Grand Theft Auto 5 roleplay with Crown RP. Come join Mike Taylor as he makes his triumphant return to San Andreas as a law enforcement officer. That's May 13th at 7 p.m. 6 Central on Stormforce Games, where lightning does strike twice, exclusively on Twitch. All right, I think I can make that work. I just need to double check a couple of things. I need to double check that it is in fact May 13th, because I'd feel awful stupid if I put the wrong date on there. So I'm just double checking this real quick. Yes, May 13th. All right, so now what I want to do, I want to open this up in single track mode, and I want to cut off all of this dead space at the beginning. we'll get rid of that. We'll get rid of all the dead space at the end. Not that it matters, but it just keeps it clean and tidy. We did clip in a couple of places, but that's fine.
Coming soon on Storm.
So I just need to match the start up with the start of the track. So track's actually got some dead space at the beginning too.
Coming soon on Storm Force Games, the return of Grand Theft Auto.
Whoops. Wondering what's going on here. My original track is still there. So we'll line this up. Here we go.
Coming soon on Storm Force Games, the return of Grand Theft Auto 5 roleplay with Crown RP. Come join Mike Taylor as he makes his triumphant return to San Andreas as a law enforcement officer. That's May 13th at 7 p.m. 6 Central on Storm Force Games, where lightning does strike twice. Exclusively on Twitch.
That fits almost perfectly. I would have liked it to be been a little bit tighter, but that actually works. The only thing I'm not really happy about is where I clipped there when I said Crown RP. I could re-record. I could do a pickup and just record that line, but editing it all together is probably going to be miserable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mute this track out and record an entirely separate track and just see if I can make it a little bit better. If not, then I'll stay with that track. So let's see if we can do this again here. Ready? Coming soon on Storm Force Games, the return of Grand Theft Auto 5 roleplay with Crown RP. Come join Mike Taylor as he makes his triumphant return to San Andreas as a law enforcement officer. That's tonight. Oh, darn. I knew it right away when I said it, and I screwed it up. So we'll delete that track, go back, and do it again. I'm so used to saying that's tonight on Storm Force Games. This is where having a script in front of me that I can read off of would be helpful. And I may end up writing one if I keep botching these here. So let's see. Coming soon on Storm Force Games, the return of... Completely blanked on what I was going to say. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to write a script. I don't do this often, but sometimes with promos I have to. So I'm just going to write it in all caps. I'm going to say, coming soon on Storm Force Games, the return of Grand Theft Auto roleplay on Crown RP. Excuse me. I'm like falling apart here. Come join Mike Taylor as he makes his triumphant return to San Andreas as a law enforcement officer. That's May 13th at 7 p.m. 6 Central on Storm Force Games, where lightning does strike twice. Exclusively on Twitch. All right. So I have my, I have my script now. And I'm just going to read off of this while I record the track. Problem is, I can't see it while I shift space is my record shortcut. So we'll do shift space here. All right, here we go. What a mess. Well, I got the San Andreas down. Yes, I did. Now I just need to remember everything else. All right, here we go. course it it won't do it. All right. I know my first sentence. Coming soon on Stormforce Games. All right, here we go. Coming soon on Stormforce Games, the return of Grand Theft Auto 5 roleplay on Crown RP. Come join Mike Taylor as he makes his triumphant return to San Andreas as a law enforcement officer. That's May 13th at 7 p.m., 6 Central on Stormforce Games, where lightning does strike twice, exclusively on Twitch. All right, so I made that all fit. I think I said everything correctly. Let's go back and take a look. It doesn't look like I clipped anywhere. And I think I even have some extra time to play with here. So let's take a listen to this and see how it sounds. Coming soon on Stormforce Games, the return of Grand Theft Auto 5 roleplay on Crown RP. Come join Mike Taylor as he makes his triumphant return to San Andreas as a law enforcement officer. That's May 13th at 7 p.m., 6 Central on Stormforce Games, where lightning does strike twice, exclusively on Twitch. All right, that actually sounds really good. So now what I can do is I can actually solo out that track and just listen to it on its own. Coming soon on Stormforce Games, the return of Grand Theft Auto 5 roleplay on Crown RP. Come join Mike Taylor as he makes his triumphant return to San Andreas as a law enforcement officer. That's May 13th at 7 p.m., 6 Central on Stormforce Games, where lightning does strike twice, exclusively on Twitch. Perfect. So that works really well. So now I have my track, and I can save this track as a voice file, as an audio file, and import it into my edit project. And then what I'll have to do, the hard part then, as if this wasn't difficult enough, then I'll have to actually piece together video files to create the visual part of this promo. And the problem is I don't know if I have enough video files to do. So I may end up reusing that other video that I have. Let's take a listen to this. Let's get rid of some of the dead air here. Get rid of all that. We will normalize, even though I don't think I need to. And then we'll save this as an MP3. We'll save it as topical promo. Whoops, still in caps lock. GTA RP Crown topical promo May 13. What I may end up doing actually is recording another version that says tonight instead of May 13th, but I'm not sure if I want to get that fancy with it right now. We're going to change our save drive to be our assets folder here, where I keep all of my stream stuff. And this will go in pre-pro. And we'll save that. All right. So now we can go back to our edit project. I can get rid of this voice track and actually import a new voice track, which is going to be in pre-pro, and it's going to be under the G's, I believe. GTA topical promo. There we go, right there. So we'll bring this in. And we'll see how it sounds. Just using the video that we already have in there now. Would help if I had the track turned on, so then you could actually hear me speak.
Coming soon on Stormforce Games, the return of Grand Theft Auto 5 roleplay on Crown RP. Come join Mike Taylor as he makes his triumphant return to San Andreas as a law enforcement officer. That's May 13th at 7 p.m. 6 Central on Stormforce Games, where lightning does strike twice, exclusively on Twitch.
So that actually worked perfectly. I don't know if you noticed that, but as soon as he said, as a law enforcement officer, it cut to this version of me getting pulled over by another cop. So that actually worked perfectly. People are going to say, well, why are you showing him driving a tow truck? I just don't have any video of Mike Taylor as a police officer. So I think I'll just go with this. Now, the one thing I'll have to change is the line that says tonight at 7 p.m. I'll have to make that say May 13th at 7 p.m. That's easy enough. But let me just go through this one more time and make sure I'm not missing anything obvious here.
Coming soon on Stormforce Games, the return of Grand Theft Auto 5 roleplay on Crown RP. Come join Mike Taylor as he makes his triumphant return to San Andreas as a law enforcement officer. That's May 13th at 7 p.m. 6 Central on Stormforce Games, where lightning does strike twice, exclusively on Twitch.
All right, that works great. That works great. So what I can do now is I can go here and I can open my my character generator here, and I can change tonight to say May 13th at 7 p.m. Boom, done. Just like that. Now, if I wanted to get fancy, what I could do is when I say Crown RP, I could have the Crown RP logo pop up and do a slow move and then fade out. Kind of like what I did with Encore when Season 3 launched. I did a little something like that. I don't think they have high-res Crown RP logos right now, so I won't be able to do that. So let me just render this out because I changed that graphic. Now it's got to redraw it. That was quick enough. And then I can export this as a video. And we'll call this one, first of all, we'll go into video elements here. And we'll go SFG topical promo Crown RP launch 1, because I'll probably make multiple versions of this eventually. So we'll set the file name and the path. It's going to export as 1080p 60, and we'll just do an export. Now this is probably going to take a little bit longer than my cold opens, but well, it doesn't look like it looks like it's moving pretty quickly. Nice. All right. So that's all done. So basically now I have the promo finished. So if I wanted to go into, say, one of my video playback channels here, and I want to load that video file in, I just have to find it first. That's the thing. It's right here. So let's see what it looks like. This is the finished product.
Coming soon on Stormforce Games, the return of Grand Theft Auto 5 roleplay on Crown RP. Come join Mike Taylor as he makes his triumphant return to San Andreas as a law enforcement officer. That's May 13th at 7 p.m. 6 Central on Stormforce Games, where lightning does strike twice, exclusively on Twitch.
I mean, I think that looks pretty good considering it was like a 5-minute job. You know what I mean? Well, actually, it was a little bit more than 5 minutes to actually record the voice track for it. But yeah, I mean, that's how you do it. It's not difficult if you have the right tools. You don't need to have Adobe Creative Suite to do this stuff. There are free editing tools out there. I don't know of a lot of them off the top of my head because I'm used to what I use. But this is what gets me by. If there are any streamers out there that are considering having new material made and they would like me to make their material, or at least give them some ideas, feel free to reach out to me on Discord, on Twitter. You can reach me anywhere. My socials are on the stream slate here. My Discord and my Twitter. Feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to do some voice tracks for people, or at least help in the promo writing areas if that's something that you're looking for as a streamer, as a content creator, whether it's YouTube or Twitch or Facebook or whatever. Just let me know because I'd be happy to help. So in the meantime, I don't really know what else to do today. I was planning on streaming Bus Simulator at some point this morning. So I don't know if I'm going to do that now or I'm probably going to do it now just because I have everything done. So you guys will actually be able to see the finished product in use, which is really cool. Oh, actually, before I do that, I do need to actually finish creating the three other versions of the cold open because we kind of stopped to do the promo there. So we'll finish that up, do this one here. And again, this is just exporting, so it's not like I have to do any editing. I just have to name the files and put them in the right folder here. So it's going to be BusSim21. This is going to be the AM open. This is one that uses the music with the morning feel to it, and I have a few that are like that. So we'll just let these go here. And when we're done, we'll just kind of transition over to Bus Simulator. Again, if any of you folks out there are looking to have content created, or at least have questions about how to do things like that, feel free to reach out to me. You know, I'm happy to answer questions. I don't have a whole lot going on right now, so between streaming and doing production work and other things, it'd be my pleasure to help other people help build their channel, because I remember how scary it was, how intimidating it was to start streaming and not have anything to use for materials like production assets. Now, I had a background in television production going into this, so it wasn't as difficult as it maybe could have been. But for somebody that doesn't have that experience and those skills, it can be difficult and it can be expensive, because some people out there that create content for streamers or content creators, they charge a very high amount of money. Some people have friends that are artists and they'll do like a one-off job for them, or do like emotes and stuff like that. But for like full-size graphics and things like that, especially animations, it can get very expensive. So I'm not saying that I would do it for free, but I would obviously take into consideration all factors, including how big your channel is and how many viewers you get and things like that. Because if you're a streamer that's just starting out on Twitch or YouTube and you only average maybe 1 or 2 viewers a stream, and you don't have that much community engagement, I'm not going to charge you $1,000 for, you know, a simple promo or a simple cold open or something like that, you know. That's just ridiculous. You know, I would work with people to do it in a fair way. Obviously, if you're someone like say Ninja that's coming to me and saying, "Hey, you know, would you like to create my new stream image?" I'd be like, "Well, yeah, that's going to cost you probably, you know, 20 grand or something like that, you know." But you know, it's I don't do this stuff to make money, obviously, because I haven't made any money on it. I do it because I enjoy doing it and I enjoy helping other people. So I would be happy to help other streamers or content creators. You don't even have to be a streamer or a gamer. It could be anything. You know, you could have a news program or a talk show or a podcast or something like that. I'd be happy to help. You know, it doesn't matter to me what you do, as long as it's not, I guess, illegal. Excuse me. I tried to mute my mic before I sneezed, but I didn't have enough time. I apologize. I will eventually not be sick anymore, I promise. But I am still streaming regardless. I just have to remember to stay hydrated. All this talking probably isn't the best thing either, but I find that I do some of my best voice work when I'm sick, though, because it makes my voice just a little bit deeper. So I can kind of learn how to control it. I haven't had like voice lessons or anything like that, so it's you know, it's different. But I notice when I get sick, my voice gets much lower, and I'm able to hit registers very, very low. So I don't know if I could train my voice to normally speak that low. I mean, I could get a pretty low voice if I needed to, but nothing consistent enough to, I think, be able to do voice work. I have a very good, or at least some people have told me I have a very good announcer voice, but it's not my normal speaking voice. You heard it kind of when I was doing the promo. I can change my inflection and intonation to give different feels, but I haven't done it professionally. So there you have it. We're almost done with this stuff here. We have this last one to do. And we'll call this one Vamp 2. It's not really a vamp, but I don't know what else to call it. And once we're done here, we'll just take a look at all of them and kind of go through them and see what they look like here. So we already heard the Storm version and the standard version, so we'll do like the Vamp 2 version once it's done encoding here. Actually, we'll do the Vamp 1 version. Once this, actually we could do it now, I guess. So this is what the new product will look like. One version of the new product anyway.
Next on Stormforce Games, we're playing Bus Simulator 21. Stormforce Games starts right now.
So you'll notice that it kind of jumped there when it transitioned from the cold open to the actual open. And usually what happens with OBS when I load a new video file and don't play it first, it kind of, it stutters a bit. So that was one version of the new morning opens that I'm using. You'll notice on the actual open screen, I use like the sunrise over the ocean as kind of a piece of that instead of the dark lightning sky that I use with my, tend to use it with my evening shows. So if I do a show in the morning or in the early afternoon, I'll tend to use the morning versions. And then if I do a show during prime time or during the evening, which I consider my main time slot would be like nights at 7 p.m. Eastern. I would use like the stormy music, the serious, intense music like that. So that was one version. There's another, the Vamp 2 version that I just made is this one here. I'm just trying out different versions to see which one I like better, but this one is one of the newest ones that I've created.
Next on Stormforce Games, we're playing Bus Simulator 21. Stormforce Games
very relaxing.
Starts right now.
And then it's very high energy. So it's, you know, it starts very peaceful, very serene, and then it quickly jumps up to a very energetic open, kind of like a get you out of bed and get you moving sort of thing. You know, I've got so many different versions. I don't know. I think my favorite out of all of them would have to be the standard morning one, though. Just because I just think it sounds good. Like the music sounds good and it fits together very well. The two halves, the cold open and the actual open, it's the same music track. It just plays it in such a way that there's a pause and then you get going again. And it looks kind of like, it looks a lot like this, because this is what it is.
Next on Stormforce
it's very
Games,
high energy.
we're playing Bus Simulator 21. Stormforce Games starts right now.
See, again, it stuttered there, and it drives me fucking nuts when it does that, because it looks so bad.
Next on Stormforce Games, we're playing Bus Simulator 21. Stormforce Games starts right now.
So much better. And then it stutters again. Sometimes I can't win, you know? So anyway, that's the process from start to finish. You know, I've done it for so long now that it seems like second nature to me. There's still things that make me think, you know, when I do animating and things like that in After Effects. I didn't really talk or show After Effects at all, just because it's such an in-depth program, but it is very powerful. It is incredibly powerful, and it allows you to do some really amazing things. Most of the CGI you see on TV and movies and stuff, at one point or another, probably was touched by After Effects. I have this project. This was my my show open that I worked for a very long time to perfect. Trying to find the right one here. This one here. So what you see here is you see several lines of text, and they're just scrolling. It's kind of just like a ticker, but they're all scrolling at different speeds, and if you notice, they're all kind of blended with one another in certain ways. You can see certain areas where they blend and certain areas pop out. So as this plays, those move across the screen at different speeds to give the illusion that they're at different depths. And then the 3D logo comes in. It moves in and it kind of does a little turn there. Now you can see that it's three-dimensional as soon as this renders the frame and makes it clearer. You can see that it's three-dimensional and it has shading, and it even has the punch out in the middle where there's a little bit of depth there with a black circle. It doesn't cast a shadow on the backdrop, but it actually casts a shadow on itself, which I think is pretty cool. And then that moves in, and that's where that particular one stops. And then there's another, it goes to this screen where there's even more effects happening. It all seems very discombobulated. It all seems very, like it doesn't make sense. And it probably doesn't to most people, but see, the thing is this was kind of a shot-for-shot remake of an old news open that a station that I worked for used to use. I'll see if I can find it here. I think I've showed it before on screen, but I'll see if I can actually find it. I honestly don't know where. Oh, maybe I do know where it is. Yeah, so it would be here. It looks a little bit different. It's not entirely the same, but I think you'll get the idea. So first I'll show you the original that I based it off of, and then I'll show you my version of it. So this was the original, and a lot of you that live in the area that I live will immediately know what this is.
From WCSH 6, this is Storm Center.
So it's almost a shot-for-shot remake, except for the ending. You can see the original part with, in this case, it was the NBC logo that came in, but in my case, it's the Storm Force, the swirl that comes in. And then the word Storm Center moves across, but it kind of blur transitions to the next shot. And then into another shot with a couple of like little blur glitches there, to another shot, to the actual build of the logo. So the only part that I didn't remake was the build of the logo. I didn't do it in that style. I did it in a different style. But the other stuff was still, was still the same. So if I go into and show you my remake of that, then you'll say, yeah, that's pretty similar. It's also similar because it uses the same music, but this is what it looks like. So, I mean, you know, it was like, I was just trying to make something fun and familiar to me. Again, I don't expect a lot of the people that don't live where I live to even know what that is or what it references, but it's almost kind of like a little throwback to, things that I used to do in my past and things that are kind of institutional in this area. Like, everybody knows what that is. When you hear that, everyone stops and they're like, is it going to snow? Is school going to be canceled? Because usually when you heard that music, it meant that school was going to be canceled because it was snowing so bad that that they would do the storm version of the show open, and they would have like closings running along the bottom of the screen and all that stuff, So that's what it meant for my childhood anyway. They still use that music today, but obviously their graphical package looks much, much different. It's not anything like what it used to be. So what I'm going to do now, I think, is I'm going to, I'll probably transition into Bus Simulator. And this is going to be a struggle for me because, one, I am starting to lose my voice. I can sense that I'm starting to lose my voice. And two, I've already been streaming for almost an hour and 45 minutes. So, not too bad. But what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break, be like a 3-minute break. I'm going to get a drink, get prepared, get things set up. And then we can go into actually a little gameplay for a change. So we're going to be right back. Don't go away. Actual gaming content coming up right after this. Stay tuned.
Next on Stormforce Games, we're playing Bus Simulator 21. Stormforce Games starts right now. All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome back. 9:20 a.m. on the 28th of April, 2022. Welcome back to the show, everyone. I'm TV Guy Jay. This is Stormforce Games, and we have transitioned into Bus Simulator 21. So we'll be playing some Bus Sim this morning. And as you can see, we're ready to go here. And can't wait. So hopefully this will be a little bit fun. We haven't played this in a little while, so I'm hoping that we'll have some fun with it. I know it can be sometimes a dry game, but compared to what I was just doing on stream for the past hour and a half, hopefully this will be a little bit more enjoyable for some people. Excuse me. So anyway, let's jump into it. Here's the game. I need to move my Stream Deck over. I really desperately wish I had a second Stream Deck so I could not have to do this switching of equipment, but that's what I get for using two computers to do my thing. Honestly, I don't think I've really done much with this game since I started. I haven't played it very much, so I got to go through everything and just kind of make sure everything's the way it should be. We're going to make things as realistic as possible. The one thing I dislike about doing Bus Simulator is the ticketing thing, but, you know. So we're going to do unassisted shifting here. And I don't think we really need to do any changes on those.
I don't have track IR, so I can't use that. So I think we're done there. All right, audio visuals. Excuse me for just a second. Oh, my door is closed. I thought my door was open because I can hear my girlfriend coughing up and gagging in the other room, so but it turns out it's just super loud, that's all. All right, all the graphics settings I think are fine. Controls, this is where I don't remember anything. Here's my steering wheel setup. Make sure everything works. Everything works, it looks like. Okay, cool. So, yeah, my... Oh, you know what? For some reason, it changed my Stream Deck, too, so... I had definitely selected bus... Oh, it is... Oh, no, I selected it on the wrong one. Ah, I'm dumb. There we go. Bus simulator. All right. I think everything... I'm just gonna go with it and say that everything is okay. Let's edit my character. Now, I find it funny that they force you to wear a mask now. This game was released in the heat of COVID, obviously, so it doesn't give you the option to take the mask off, I don't think. Which I think is really strange. Pick company, storm transportation, mod manager. Now here's the thing. All right, so I actually need to apparently do this. I don't know. So let's go over here and let's do that. So apparently I have to check my email for something. Security code. Okay. We can look now. This is a website that apparently just shows different mods for the game. and different games, I guess. So there's also SnowRunner in here, which I didn't realize. But they have different buses that you can have. There's even a bendy bus there. That's pretty cool. They have different customizations, which I think include different wraps, even though that's a separate category here. They have like a McDonald's bus there. Different wraps. Super Mario Brothers. All sorts of neat things. They have different ads. So like again, Mario and McDonald's. Now I guess there's fast food. This is fast food company, so it's not just McDonald's. It's like Burger King, KFC, Subway, all kinds of different ones. They actually have Dunkin' Donuts. That's actually kind of neat. Not gonna lie, that's pretty cool. They have different decals that you can put on your buses. These are all packs, so it's not just what you see in the image. Different skins. So to me, wraps, decals, and skins are all the same, especially even liveries. They're all the same. I'm not sure why they're breaking them out into different subcategories, because they all mean the same thing. And it's funny because most of these categories have the same mods in them. Like, I'm pretty sure this Super Mario Brothers wrap is in every single category, as is the fast food ones. So, in reality, there isn't too many choices here. I'm just trying to see if there's anything useful that we would want. But it doesn't really look like there is. Yeah, it doesn't really look like there is, so that's fine. We'll come back out of here. So we'll continue where we left off. And honestly, I don't remember where I left off in this game. Maybe Christmas present. I'm not sure what that was referring to. Sorry, you're dying. Yes, I know you're dying. I can hear that you're dying. All right, so we're still on our main quest. Are you going to be a grumpy bus driver? Yes, I am. Yes, absolutely I am. All right, main quest. Hop on. Drive the prepared route. So I've already interacted with the driver to take over, and I've waited for Mira to board the bus. So now I have to drive Route 1, or Route 1, depending on how you say that. So we're going to go over here. Look at him run. Run, 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 run. That's the most ridiculous run I've ever seen in my life. Okay. We have a Cetra bus here. And that's the only bus we have. So this is our bus. It's a Cetra S416LE business bus. It seats 51, has 52 standing positions. So I guess that means it would hold 103 plus a driver. It's a fuel engine with 1,200 Newton meters of torque, or 220 kilowatts of engine power. It's 13.04 meters long, 3.36 meters high, and 2.55 meters wide, with a turning radius of 23.86 meters. And it weighs 19.5 tons with 2 axles. It cost $100,000 and it cost 100,000 euro, and it cost 750 euro for maintenance and wages. So, oh, it was in reference to Stream Deck. Gotcha. 10-4. All right. So we're gonna jump on this bus, and I guess we're still in the like tutorial. This bus is already roaming around the city. You have the following options: join the bus on its current route, select this bus anyway, and cancel. Let's abort. So that should mean the bus is in here. Oops. That should mean the bus is in here somewhere, right? Maybe? Maybe not. All right, let's try again here.
Oh, hey boss. Would you care to check some tickets?
No, I would care to take over the bus, goddammit.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
All right, so here's our bus. We're stopped in the middle of the road. This seems nice, right? Make sure everything works. All right, so we're just gonna follow our bus's route here. Oops. I don't know why it keeps telling me don't forget about shifting. All right, we're here.
Exactly on time. That's great.
Oh, look at that. It's our first payday already. The city will keep rewarding us regularly, so long as we continue driving the routes and providing our passengers a great service. I've got an idea of how to spend our first paycheck.
Whoa. All right,
Take the
so much
bus
stuff
and
is
follow
happening
me.
here.
I have a little surprise for you.
All right, so I made 3,500 euro for that after everything. I had a few events. This is also a holdback from when I played before, so. All right, passenger requests a ticket. So
My weekly ticket expired yesterday.
I can do, I believe, I can do cashier. And then she wants a senior ticket, one trip, and one ticket. It costs $1.80. She gave me 10, so I owe her $8.20. So I can use my buttons here. Oh, apparently I can't use my buttons. $2.20. There we go. All right. So I guess we're good. We can close the doors now. So let's just keep going on this route here.
I think we're in the Matrix.
I wish the field of view were a little bit better on this, and I think I can adjust that.
It takes a whole year to paint the bridge, and when it's done, they start over again. It's been going on like that for years.
Turn down here. What happened? I'm very confused. That was very strange. The bus just stopped and wouldn't drive anymore.
The pinnacle of comfort.
All right. I don't think it's prompting me for any more stops.
Read the sign anymore. I guess it's time to get some glasses.
Whoa. I'm not sure why it opened the doors there. I gotta adjust my buttons, I think.
This time I've definitely got the right one.
All right.
I heard from my grandchild that there's a dog living at the university.
I visited my aunt last week in Chinatown. It's such a nice district.
All right, we're gonna go back to the depot here.
It's been raining a lot lately. Luckily, I have a monthly bus pass, and I can ride the buses until the rain stops.
Ugh. That was, again, one of those situations where I decided to turn at the last minute. So I don't know where the dealership is. I would love it if there was a map.
Hold on. Here. Here you go. I can't wait to get to Gold Island this weekend.
Oh, no.
for a
I forgot
relaxing
it.
hike.
Of course. Here you go.
Okay.
I used to go by car very often, but not having to drive is actually somehow luxurious.
Oh, actually, I didn't even have to pull out of that lane. That's a bus lane, so.
Hi. Oh, hey. I'm on the bus, yes.
I'm trying to, like,
On the bus.
relearn how to play this,
Well,
because it was different
I
on
thought
the
we'd be
other.
meeting him tomorrow. Oh, he got sick?
It was different on the other game, on the other version of it, but I think I've figured it out now.
Oh, that's a good spot.
ticket, please.
So she needs a ticket, of course. Senior ticket, one trip, one ticket. $1.80. She gave me 5, so I'll give her 3 something
Thank you.
change.
My weekly ticket ran out last weekend. I hope no one notices.
All right, I'm gonna check some tickets here.
I showed you already. But fine.
Where is it?
Here it is.
Ah, here you go.
I already showed it.
Here's the ticket. Oh, and here's a picture of my cat.
hurry to catch
She's
the bus.
Sure thing.
I somehow forgot to get a ticket.
I'd like to buy a ticket, please.
Caught a couple of people without tickets. All right, doors closed. Let's get out of here. And of course, the traffic light turns green, but somebody decides to walk through the crosswalk. Yes, I would if you didn't have a ticket. Absolutely, I would. Nobody rides for free.
Right on time. Thank you.
There's nothing better than a cup of coffee when you need to study.
My bad. I'll turn it down.
My grandkids
All right,
have
here we go.
a new dog, and they love
Life of a bus driver, right? I hit the curbstone? I don't think so. Okay. And I hit the curbstone again. Oop, and I ran over the bus stop. I definitely have some practice to get better at this. You think girlfriends ride free on the bus? I don't think so. I think if I could see both of my mirrors, it would make it a lot easier for me to not run over the curb.
Is my ticket still valid?
Alright, this looks like it's the end of the line.
Better parking. Way
Bad stopping position? Really?
Hi. One ticket,
way
please.
too hot outside.
Of course. Senior ticket, day ticket, 1. Okay.
Thanks.
Exact change. Thank you. That's the best thing. All right. I got a little over 3 stars on that round because I skipped a bunch of stops apparently, unbeknownst to me. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna call it the end, and we're going to park over here in the little box.
This is one of the local bus dealerships. You can come here anytime to buy more buses. They always have the latest models.
I hate how my character runs. He runs so stupid-like.
Use this interface to see what they have to offer.
All right, so these are all the different buses that are available. They have a Lion City M. Has 29 seats and 15 standing positions. Looks like a small bus. The Citaro K, which is a 26-seater with 60 standing positions. The S14, which is what I'm using now, I believe. It's a Cetra. And then several buses that are locked, including some bendy buses, which I think will be really cool once we get up to that point. That's the classic London double-decker there. That's the most expensive one. So that bus has 80 seats and 53 standing positions. This bendy bus has 47 seats and 116 standing positions. That's a big bus. It has 3 sets of doors. This one also has 3 sets of doors. I think the max is 3 sets of doors. I think in the old game there were like buses with 5 sets of doors. Oh, like this one here. This one has 5 sets of doors, 3 in the front and 2 in the back. That's crazy. So it wants us to buy another bus. So maybe we should just buy another Cetra. You might as well, right?
How do you like this bus? If you change your mind, you can choose another one at the terminal. If you're ready to go, drive to the exit to buy this model.
All right, let's do it, right? Apparently it makes my controller vibrate too. All right. Parking brake off. Whoops. Also have to shift and shut the doors. Shift into drive, and away we go. I crashed into an obstacle already.
Good choice. What
All
a
right.
great bus this is. Let's drive to the paint shop next. Our colleague Ted is waiting for us there.
Why? See, I can't see shit on the sides of these buses, so I keep running into things. I need to adjust the view angle on this thing. That's not what I was hoping for. I don't know what the camera button is here, so let's see. Settings, controls, view modes. Toggle cockpit zoom. F1 is the first and third person view. Okay, so that's zoom in, zoom out. Oh, cool. I have all my buttons down here. Lower the sunscreen. That's pretty cool. Alright, and the other one was F1. Alright, so that brings us outside of the bus. That's pretty good. We can use this for now. Oh, I went the wrong way. Oh, yeah, this person's just gonna completely block the intersection. It's starting to rain. Starting to rain quite a bit, actually. Turn the wipers on. Alright, we're coming up on the paint shop here.
I want you to meet somebody. This is Ted Kane. He's the spokesperson for economic development here in Angel Shores.
I'm very glad to meet you. It's good to see the city has a public transport system again. Seems like a proper transit company to me. Let's get it looking like one, too.
Right, it's time to put some branding on our buses. Don't worry, the paint shop has got you covered.
Alright, so we drive in, park this bus, and I think they're gonna paint it for us. So, let's turn the wipers off. Parking brake. All right. So let's see, what is our primary look? Well, we don't want green buses, but of course they've locked out all the colors that I want to use. So I guess in this case we'll go with blue. Definitely have a lot of cool ones in there. I don't know if I want to do a wrap or not. They have a lot of locked decals, but it looks like in this case let's see here. We want to make sure our buses are numbered properly. So we can number this one. Bus number 1. I didn't realize there was a I didn't realize that there was a license plate option on this bus. All right, I guess we're gonna try that anyway. All right, away we go. Make sure I can actually see here. It appears that I'm going in the correct direction.
Now that's what I call properly branded.
Wow, looks great. I've already planned our next step.
Sorry to interrupt, but Mira, I need you to discuss our expansion plan.
All right. So I'll let Mira out. Wait, am I ending? No. Oh, not ending.
Of course, Ted. In the meantime, how about you drive the route again with our new and freshly branded bus? I'll give you a call later.
All right. Not sure what the map menu is, so let's find out. I also need to adjust some settings here, so open map menu. What does this mean? What is this button? Oh, maybe it's... Nope. Apparently, a lot of my buttons have multiple functions. Settings. Steering wheel controls. No, controls. There we go. Open map menu. What the hell button is that? Alright, apparently I can't remap that. I also can't I can't remove the binding for that button either. This is crazy. This is very confusing to me. Alright, so let's do general controls here. Open map menu. Add new binding. Let's do that one. Does that work? Okay. Driving and steering. Parking, brake will be this one. We'll make that be our... actually, no. We'll make... yeah, we'll make it be that one. Alright. Horn is going to be... this button. Ignition. We don't need an ignition. Bus functions. Alright, open all doors. Make it be that button. Ramp. Be that button. Okay, we'll do that one. We're going to remove all the lights, toggles, or bindings. Except for this one. This will be indicator left. This will be indicator right. Warning lights will be this one. Amber lights. I don't think I have amber lights, but I'll do that one just in case. That won't accept it for some reason. Do that one. Okay, we're gonna remove these bindings as well. But we're gonna use this to be our camera switch button. Okay. Perfect. I think we got that figured out now. Ah, no, wrong one. All right, field of view. I want this to be... like 130. Maybe not that much. Maybe we'll go 115. That's a lot better. Now I can actually see my mirrors. That's super good. One more thing I need to do is my high beams here. Oh, actually, I don't think I don't think I have a button for that, so we'll just set that one instead. Alright, so main lights on. Let's turn all the lights off first of all. No, I do have a high beams button, so... Let's go outside the bus here. Let's take a look. Headlights. Two different states. So why don't I have a control for that then? Let's see. Do this. Do this one? Maybe that's what I need to do? Let's see. Oh. I have them backwards. So... this is actually my headlights. And this is actually my high beams, as it turns out. Okay, so high beam, headlights, high beams, and then my interior lights. All right. That makes sense. And now I have a horn button. My hazards, all my doors. Perfect. All right, we're on our way, folks. We're ready to go. Parking brake. All right. I have to open the map menu, which apparently I have to do this. So we're here. We want to do Route 2. Which is the red route. So we're going to drive this route. All right, I think we're ready to go. Everything's set up. So off we go. Just checking something. All right, make a left turn here. Apparently we have to make a U-turn, which is a little strange. Maybe it's directing us to our first stop. I'm not sure. Force feedback is a little tight. This isn't my stop, I don't think. It's funny, it told me to turn right out of that lot, but I actually had to go left, and because of that, it put me behind on the timetable now.
Hey, it's Mira. I hope everything went well.
I haven't seen
I've
this
already
bus
got
around
our
before.
next steps ready and want you to meet someone. I'll invite her into the call.
This is Trish Harper. I'm the spokesperson for tourism and culture. I'm so glad to meet you. And I'm so excited about connecting all the city's places of interest to each other. Let's start with the West Oakwood. It is the heart of the city's nightlife. It would be great if people could take the bus home after a long night out.
All right, so here's our stats. We had a few bad things happen, but we had a lot of good things happen. We made $6,700.
Bus seats sometimes have the weirdest patterns, but it's nothing compared to casino floors.
All right, so we need to create another route now, apparently. And it needs to connect St. Anthony and West Oakwood. So it's this one here and this one here. This here and this here.
My weekly ticket expired yesterday. I hope I don't get checked.
So let's see. Start a route.
I was raised on a farm. I miss it sometimes, but I'm more of a city person now.
Can soccer moms make dad jokes?
All right, so we'll start here. We'll go here.
I'd like to see a concert one of these days. The sound
Here,
is much better
here.
live than recorded.
Okay, that's strange.
They named the cat at the university Shrewd.
Oh, it's gonna tell me which ones to pick.
I went up to the Lakeside Districts a couple of days ago.
Trish is
Hummingbird Bridge
absolutely
looks
right.
amazing from
Let's
there.
drive our new route at night and enjoy the pulsing heart of the Angel Shore nightlife.
I. Diabolical diabetic.
Oh, I can't find my keys.
I don't know. Don't ask me. I left you alone. Alright, we are time warping.
Let's find out if the people of West Oakwood like their new bus line.
So now we need to drive Route 3.
Do I have a...
Next stop, Jenny Drive.
It's a bit dark back here. Could you please turn on the lights?
Jesus Christ. Which button did I have set up for my interior lights? This one there. Okay. Okay. Stopping at a green light. Cool.
Hi. Hello.
I need a ticket.
Good night. I'm exhausted.
Cashier. Okay. So he needs a student ticket, one trip, one ticket, and I owe him $8.20 and change.
Thanks.
One ticket, please.
Senior ticket, one trip,
Thank you.
exact change. Thank you. All right. Now I need to go and
Granite
fucking
Street is always so
tell
dirty.
people not to block the
Turns
door.
everywhere. But it's the best place in town for having fun.
Okay. Turn the wipers on. We'll close the doors. Apparently I can upgrade a bus. I've been told.
Did you see that goat at the amusement park?
+2. I guess. +1. We're going to set this one up to look the same as the other one. Except this one is going to have the 1 on it. Oh, I didn't realize you could set up the license plates too here. What do we want? We'll do SFG 0001. All right, now let's change our bus and go back to our second bus here. We're going to customize this one. This will be SFG 0002. And the decal is going to be a number 2. Oh, I hate when I do that. Oh my god, seriously. I'm clicking the damn thing. I don't like that at all. All right. So there's our bus that we're using now. And we have $80,000. How much does another bus? Oh, okay. Never mind. Whoops, what happened? Why the hell am I... Oh, that's obnoxious. Really obnoxious.
Sure thing.
All right. All right. Here we go. I guess we're starting over from scratch. But at least my buses are actually configured now.
Oh no, excuse me, can you let me out?
Why are there people on my bus already? The driver never got off. Stupid idiot. Alright, we're turning this way. Of course, I would hit that person. So much fun. Alright, we actually need to drive to where we need to start our route. Alright, we're coming up on the first stop of our route. Oof. This person just does not want to drive. Oh my gosh. I can't. Oh, you asshole. You fucking asshole. That person did that on purpose. What a dick. We're just sending it here.
I think we're in the Matrix.
Lost your mind? Oh, hey, watch out!
Jenny Drive.
Your birthday party yesterday? I shouldn't have stayed.
Hey boss, Steve speaking. The driver on the other route called in that they're not feeling well. Can you take over for them? By the way, if you want to know when the next bus is coming, just take a look at the timetable.
Okay.
See ya.
The bus is all yours.
All right, so now we're on Route 1.
I hope there's no ticket inspection today.
Next stop, Seadrift Square.
Don't forget, every single conversation is secretly a conversensation just waiting to happen.
Oh no. Tickets expired. I don't have any money to buy a new one.
Seadrift Square.
Sometimes I feel like the entire universe is just simulation.
Hi.
All right, off we go.
Next stop, Lake Anza Road.
Stop at our next bus stop here. I don't think I've completed an entire route yet. Keep getting interrupted by the tutorial.
Hey boss, Steve again. The driver just called again. Told me to say thank you for helping out. They're home safe and we'll be back to work in no time.
Hey, good news! Our new night route was so successful that the city's decided to support us with a new bus.
At
Let's
last,
assign
I
it
don't
to one
need
of
to
our
drive
existing
myself.
routes.
All right, so many things happening at once here. We need tickets. Exact change, thank
I
you.
need to buy several tickets for the cats, you know.
For the cats, all right.
Thanks.
One ticket, please.
Okay. Passengers blocking a door. Might as well ask for tickets while we're here.
Hold on here.
Here you go.
Here you go.
Sure thing. I had it ticket yesterday.
Aha.
You didn't check
Where
me.
is it?
I was in such a hurry
here
to
you go.
catch the bus, I somehow forgot to get a ticket.
Of course. Here
So
you go.
two fare dodgers.
Oh, eating that burrito was a terrible mistake.
All right. What? It said cancel. Okay, there's one bus on this route, no buses on this route, one bus on this route. So let's assign Oh, this is a bendy bus. Okay. So we're going to assign this bus. This will be bus 3. Bass 3? Bus 3? Customize this bus. Make it blue. And this will be 3. Oh man, you know, I can't stand this editor. Okay. License plate. SFG 0003. Bunch of different interior styles for this bus. Kind of like those. Okay. Still didn't do what I needed to do though, which was assign a bus to Route 2. So how do I assign the bus? That's what I want to know. Alright. Well, there goes my controller again. Alright, this is a much larger bus.
These buses now arrive right on time.
Okay.
All Directions Love Bug was stuck in my head for hours, only to be replaced by Hey Hey Hey.
All right. I've assigned the bus though. How do I don't get it. Oh, there's cars there. I need to get used to driving this bus here. I didn't jump a red light. That's cool though.
Thank you.
You can see. Go visit it sometime.
I really don't understand how to assign a bus. It's still not assigning it to Route 2. This... Is this how I do it? Route 1. Bus 1. Route 2
Hello? No, I'm not Armanda.
is going to be
Must have got the wrong number. Bye.
bus 2. Route 3. Bus 3. All right. Is that how you do it? Yes.
I think drag me up by all directions is the perfect start to the day.
Now we're going to drive our new route with this bus.
Oh, a magpie. We had this rhyme. One for sorrow, two for mirth. I forgot the rest of it.
Okay. I think we figured it out now. I just have to drive this route until I get a payday.
Next stop, Jenny Drive.
Oh no. I fell asleep.
I think I've finally figured this out.
Jenny Drive.
There's another bus in our bus station here.
I used to go by car very often, but not having to drive is actually somehow luxurious.
It's our Route 1 bus.
Hey, Alfonso. Yeah, it's my hair. It's constantly.
All right, we're just gonna pull up here.
When can I come?
think I'm actually in the box, so it doesn't count. Still doesn't count. All right. We're gonna have to actually go around this bus stop, I guess. Because that bus is not moving.
Your lights are off.
Can you believe it? Spring of Affection is already on its 600th episode, and they only started.
So, where should we head next?
All right, regular ticket, 1 trip. I need 3 tickets. Boom.
Thank you.
Exact change. Thank you.
May I have a ticket, please?
Regular ticket, 1 trip, 1 ticket. Holy crap.
Thanks.
All right. We're good here. Moving on. We are so far behind schedule. Okay.
Hey. I need a ticket.
Of course you need a ticket, dude. Senior ticket, 1 trip, 1 ticket. Can you guys actually give me smaller bills? A passenger that fell asleep. Don't know where.
Your company could clearly profit from investing in stocks. I mean, think. You just invest a small sum.
Okay.
Or a larger sum.
Time to go.
If you invested well, advise your company would thrive. It sure is thriving already, but think of all the money you could invest if today's investment works out. I may invest too.
Still says special trip on my marquee. I'm not sure why.
Lincoln Street. Last stop. Please leave the bus.
Wow, awesome. Look at that. Our income keeps rising with every bus we add to our route network. This will allow us to keep expanding.
Ever been to Oakwood, dear?
Still
It's
made a lot of
great
money
district.
that time.
Very lively, even more so at night. I'm sure that the residents of Highlander Park will love to be able to get there by bus.
Trish and I talked about starting with a connection between Highlander Park and Oakwood. The Chinese restaurants are very popular. People eat
Excuse
at them
me.
to enjoy the great food and then travel back to their workplace afterwards. There's certainly demand for a well-balanced route.
All right. We've driven a couple of routes. We've been streaming now for almost 3.5 hours. I think I'm going to wrap it up for today, or at least for right now. I might be back on later with something else, maybe some farming sim or something. But I have some things I have to get done today. So we're going to wrap it up for right now. I appreciate everyone for hanging out with me throughout the production stream and the bus sim stream. We're going to take a quick look on Twitch and see if there's anybody streaming right now that we want to drop in on. And it does not look like there's anybody streaming right now. So, thank you all for watching. Really appreciate it. And I might be back on later today with something else. Not sure yet. But thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.